Welcome back to the AM show. Time for us to go into the Matters Arising segment of our show. But just before I do this, my very good friend who is watching us now, my friends at Ahantaman Royal Bank, one of them is celebrating a birthday today. Mildred Eshen, you are the branch manager of Ahantaman Royal Bank Holy Child branch. Today is your birthday. Millicent, we haven't met in person, but I'm told you're a very good person. So as you celebrate your day today, may the good Lord himself bless you and make you great. So you can continue to deliver those sterling performances for the Progressive Bank, Ahantaman Royal Bank, the bank on a mission, Bank Papakor. So Millicent, Mildred Eshen, branch manager of Ahantaman Royal Bank, Holy Child branch, a happy birthday to you. And this is from Ralph and all the staff of Ahantaman Royal Bank to you. We say a happy birthday. And then my own senior man, Mr. Blay, is a very, very big man, CEO of Sam Lodge. Mr. Blay, today is your birthday. You are a man with a very good heart. You love humanity, you love people, you love to help people. As you celebrate your birthday, I pray that the good Lord himself will bless you in an immeasurable way. The way you help humanity, may the good Lord himself bless you abundantly. Until Mr. Blay, enema di wa odai, nyamana ilau, kezire, eduwano na nkwa kan zire evamo, na mo zukwa ye bebre, na wa mbi moson. Mr. Blay, kwa aguna udona ko befufu benedi na sama bentumbana ya do kakodia. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Blay. All right. Let me now go on to bring you a bit of information that we have. Remember that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicon Paint from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now, when nations rise, they begin with bold conversations. When economies grow, they are driven by partnerships. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders will converge at the Kwadwo Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation, with special guest of honor being His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs come engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. Starting from the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026, Kwadwo Convention Center at Atibie will be the place to be. Go to www.kwadwobusinessforum.com and register now to attend. To register for exhibitions, call 0595 55 5885. 0595 55 5885 or 0595 555 995. 0595 555 995. Kwadwo Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow. Proudly supported by Platinum sponsor Kid Ghana Limited, Gold sponsors GCB Bank, Republic Bank, Star Oil, Bawa Rock, ADB, and Serene Insurance. Silver sponsors UMB Bank, Bank of Africa, Omni Basic Bank, X Natural Mineral Water. Bronze sponsors Fidelity Bank and Nutriforts Ghana Limited. Media partners Joy FM and JoyNews. Now, every day, someone in Ghana is diagnosed with leukemia and the person is asked to travel abroad for treatment. This, I'm sure you know, must stop. How do we do it? Join us build Ghana's first center for hematology and clinical genetics. Donate to the Leukemia Project Foundation, Stanbic Bank account at Silver Star Airport City. The city account is 90 40 00 43 56 81 5. 90 40 00 4356 815. The dollar account is 90 40 0042 99889. You can also go to EcoBank, Silver Star Airport City. Our city account there is 1441 000144 545 1441 000 144 545. The dollar account, okay, maybe I have to skip that and bring you the MTN Momo. So the MTN Momo is 0545 013437, 0545 013437. Telecash is 0200 695209, 0200 695209. This initiative is by the JoyNews Impact Makers Foundation in partnership with the Leukemia Project Foundation. Now, let me come into the studio and welcome my guest. Kwadwo Poku is Executive Director of InStep and a member of the NPP Communications Directorate. We're expecting to be joined by Osaiko Fiakwa, National Communications Director of the CPP. David Bondi is MP, Chifu-Timokwa constituency and board member of SIC. He'll be joining us as well. Dr. Kwame Asante is political scientist at the University of Ghana. He will be joining us. I'm sure he will be joining us via Zoom and we'll be on it even by now. But on phone, we have Joseph Tete Portifi. He is the Deputy Director of Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting. I guess we have him on the phone lines now. I'll be coming to him. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm well.
I like the... Is it a new style?
I just got up this morning and said, let me do this.
Blend it and see.
Exactly.
I like the colors in the hat. What's it called? I know it's not a hat. What do they call it?
This one.
Yes, the headgear.
This is a cap that comes with a fugu.
Yeah, but doesn't it have a name?
Oh, I don't know.
It would be interesting to know what it's called. Because I know the down is called fugu, but the top...
I know what it means if you put it here. That's all.
Okay. But the colors is interesting because of the green, black, and red. Sorry, green, black, and yellow.
Okay.
That's Ashanti colors.
Okay. So for today, I'm Ashanti.
Yes. You know, in Ashanti flag, those are our colors.
Oh, wow. Oh.
You know, we have a flag.
Yes. I see it on O2
yes. So that's the flag.
Oh, wow.
Green, yellow, and black.
And micro for Asante Fue, and then we chair my Kwaba. You need another Macamo, Asantini. I'm Asante, I'm a female, my infant, I found a way to Tumba.
And you found a way to Tumba.
Yeah, Ashanti.
Oh, everywhere you to Asante, Kokobi and Yasa.
Now, I got a form, sorry.
Ghana form, sorry. Good to me. I don't know where. He was the chairman at Bosomtwe. I don't know how he was a chairman at Bosomtwe. I don't know if he's from Bosomtwe, but there was a Bosomtwe area that he was a chairman.
And I'm a person because Ghana form, sorry, is a sweet thing now.
Good to me, that was it.
Anyway, but did you experience the thunderstorms?
The rain, the heavy rains, the winds, crazy. Yesterday. Yes, it was. Look, you know, the light first went off, and when the light went off, I'm like, what's going on? Then I got my head through the window, and I wanted to check whether it was just light in my house or it was everywhere that's gone off. Then I saw the winds. And
so your light also went off?
Yes, my light went off.
Okay, mine went off.
But when the light went off, I peeped through the window to see whether it's just me or it's everybody. So when I now looked, I realized that there's trees, and I was crazy. Wow. You know, and I think a couple of neighbors, some of their roofs went off. Because, because no, it was that bad.
Oh, wow.
It was that.
And it wasn't that heavy in my area?
No. You know where I live on the Dodua Road. You know, it rains in that area more than it rains anywhere else in Accra.
Trees?
No, because of the mountain.
Okay.
No, we are in the valley. So because of the mountain, that area is a very heavy rain area. So when rains, sometimes it will rain there, you come out, you get to even East Legon, and there's no rain. You understand? So yes, last night was crazy. I'm hoping there is no casualties. We've not heard anything of flooding areas. And have you heard anything like that?
No, I haven't heard anything about flooding. But I'm even now hearing that some roofs went off.
A couple of neighbors, I think 2 houses down, the roofs went. I could hear the roofs went off. but it was that bad.
So which means that we can spend some time, myself and you, to get the experience of people.
Right.
On the show.
On the show, yes, to see whether, to see what the rain effect had in their neighborhood.
So I think it's a good time to bring in Joseph Tete Portofie to understand what this portends for the future. Mr. Portofie, good morning to you. I'm grateful that you could join us here. Have you picked any signals of how serious yesterday's thunderstorms were? And was this something that you expected?
Very well. Thank you very much for having me. Please, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Very well. Yes. To start with, we are getting into the rainy season. And then once we are getting into the rainy season, there is a lot of energy in the atmosphere. So it will be accompanied with strong wind, gusty wind, lightning, and thunderstorm. And this rain was something we saw from Monday. We realized, yes, the middle belt, the top part of the transitional belt to have this rain, and fortunately we came down. It was a system that developed way beyond the borders of Ghana, from the eastern borders of Ghana. So we're tracking it. And when it got to our country, it becomes very, very violent because there is a lot of energy in it. The winds are strong. The showers are heavier in some places. In Accra, some people, we didn't get it. The intensity of the rain, but in some areas it was very, very heavy. Some recorded over 54 millimeters of rain. Some recorded over 84. Accra, we are yet to see the data, which is around 36 millimeters of rain, which is good for Accra. But what I'll say is that once we are getting into the rainy season, we should reinforce our structures, especially our roofs, because rains that come with heavy wind, strong wind, lightning, and thunder. So if your roof is not strong enough and you don't have windbreak around your house, it will definitely pull your roof down. So those are some of the things we should be taking care of. And we should also make sure, because yesterday we issued weather warning, but I don't know how many percentage of the population got the weather warning. We should also be listening to the weather and then prepare. Once we issue the warning, you know where you are going, you know where you are, and then you protect yourself and protect your life and property. We are getting to the rainy season, and this is going to happen for a series of time before we get out of it.
So once you say this year's rains will be coming with these thunderstorms, what is the reading like for today?
Oh, for today, once we have rain yesterday, it means a lot of energy has been taken out of the system. So once the energy has been taken out of the system, it will take about 2 or 3 days for the energy to build up again for us to get another rain. For today, over Accra, we are not expecting anything. It will be bright with intermittent clouds over our head. But in the western coast of the country, or western section of the country, they are ready. They are setting it. But it's set up from it to move the west, then get up the country.
Mr. Portofie, sorry, just when you went to the western coast, the line started misbehaving. Can you take that again for us? You said that it will move to the western part?
Yes, when it moves to the western part, so currently, Axim and Itevaron, Sunyani and Itevaron is raining there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And this kind of system, when it comes, it can move from Aflau all the way to Axim before it gets out of the country. It's a well-structured system, which we normally call the spore line. And currently for us, we have the wind directions have changed. We are now having southwesterly winds. And the southwesterly winds bring a lot of west-side. So once we have a convex activity area, the system will die and rain. So we are just getting into the rain, and everybody must be cautious and make sure they the weather warning, weather forecast to prepare himself or herself for the daily action.
Okay, interesting. So for our brothers and sisters in the western region, they will be experiencing these rains today. And you say that
Yeah,
it's raining as we speak?
It's currently on, because it's a moving system, so it's on there right now.
Okay. So it will move from there out of the country today?
Yes, please.
Okay. Must we anticipate a lot of flooding this year?
Yes, I think last week we issued a seasonal forecast, and some areas have above rainfall. When you talk about above rainfall, it means you have an average rainfall of Accra, which is to be 450 for the wind speed. Once it's above, it means you are going on 400. You can go about 100 millimeters of rain. But unfortunately, is that for Accra, Tema, environment, the resilience level of the sea is now low. So, in 10 years ago, we can have about 70 millimeters of rain a day, and that will happen. But Accra now, when we have 5 millimeters of rain, there will be wahala. Because of the level, because we have actually disorganized the river system. The water has to be fast to the. So we have both structures, we have done things that are obstructing the way. So when you obstruct the way, whatever happens, the water will come to our home, come into our shop, come into our factory, and then destroy our property. So this is the time for us to be able to detail our gutters, our drainage system. Make sure we don't put it on the waterway, so that the water will have a free flow. When you have a free flow, nothing will happen. And we are also paving everywhere in our home. So when it rains, all the water will come onto the road, and then it starts. That's why most of the time, after the rainy season, most of our road systems destroyed because the drainage systems are too small, and our water is also coming from our home into the drainage system. It will overflow the gutters, come on the road. By the time it finishes, it destroys the road. So we make sure that at least the drainage systems are cleared. Wherever there is a structure on the course of the waterway, we remove them. If we don't do that, for the rain to come, and when it comes, it will be catastrophic for all of us.
Okay. When are we likely to see the proper rains as we anticipate?
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
Especially for us in the greater Accra, the coastal area. When you go to the forested areas, Ashanti, and it has been raining for the past 3, 4, 5 days. So it means they are already in the rain. This is the first rain for us, a major rain for us in the coastal area. And once we are getting it, it means the peak of the rain comes soon. This is just a scenario. The peak will come in July, then August, after then.
Okay. So we should expect to have the rains in, say, March or to start. We are in March. Should we expect it this month or, say, in April?
We get another one in March, and then it will continue. But when it gets to June, that is where we have every 3 days or 2 days, there will be rain every 2 days. But mindful, what I'm saying is, for the forested areas like Korea, Axim, those areas, the hilly areas, they normally have orographic, so it is easier to raise air than Accra.
Okay.
Accra is almost like a savanna area, so it takes a longer time after evaporation for the clouds to form. But when you get to a high ground, it is easier for the clouds to form earlier, so they can be getting rain. While for Accra rain, yes, when we get this one, it will take about 2 or 3 days or 4 or 5 days before we can get another rain.
Okay. All right. But how are you able to measure the speed of the wind? Are you able to do that?
Yes,
accurately?
we have systems that we use to measure wind speed, and then wind speed will measure the direction so we can get the speed of the wind. But for us, we have automatic weather stations that when we get to the office, everything has sent to the office, so we can know the speed of the wind.
Okay. All right. I'm grateful to you, sir. And maybe we have to make it such that every day we'll have to get you to give us an update on how the weather will be. What do you think?
That's fine.
Great. Mr. Portofie, I'm grateful to you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, so if you're in Accra, let's hear from you, your experience. But that was Joseph Tete Portofie. He's Deputy Director of Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting. But call us now, 0302-211-1691, 0302-211-691. What was your experience of the rains yesterday? Mr. Poku is just telling me that some people's roofs were ripped off in the thunderstorm of yesterday. What was your experience? Call us now. The numbers are on your screen now. Honorable David Von D is MP for Timoko constituency. He's joining us now. Good morning to you.
My brother.
I'm good. And thank you for that support you gave to that lady.
Yeah. I mean,
last week, she went for the surgery.
Okay.
And she's moved from the ICU now, which means that at least there's some progress.
I mean, it's good to know.
Yeah. So when she's full, we'll go there and tell the story so that people who contributed will know how their money saved the young lady.
Yeah, I mean, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And let me say good morning to my people in Jufo Timokwa. Yesterday rain, I think it was all over, the place.
Oh, okay.
It's and by the greatest grace of God, some of us did not really see the
you didn't see it?
The impact of it so much because of what
But did it rain?
It did, and it was really huge. I live on the Spintex.
Okay.
Just a little away from the airport.
Okay.
So, I mean, but it was huge, and I had a lot of calls from many friends of mine who had a lot of impact, very negative impact. And so I think that the rain is just about coming like the meteorological,
service.
Saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we all have to be careful, and take this rain issue very seriously. And that's what comes to mind when you think about how people build on everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere they find they build. And I think that sometimes you have to bite the bitter pill, go clean where we have to clean, and the assemblies should stop giving permits to people to build on where they are not supposed to build. Because they say there's nothing more expensive than human life. And I think we all have to be mindful of the environment we live in. You can't stop the rain. There's no magical political or government intervention that can stop the rain.
You can't even stop
and
the
rains
flow of
will
water.
come, and the flow of water will come, and water will always find its way. I've always been saying something like that. And so I think that we should prepare properly, so that we will not find these blessings that's supposed to be, rains are supposed to be blessings. Unfortunately, become rather very devastating and destroying properties and killing human beings and all that. But I'm sorry, I mean, my heart goes out for those who are affected. And I think we can do the right thing going forward.
So let's go on to the phone lines now. We take you to Shukura. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning.
Let's hear you and your experience of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, my name is Peter T. Peter T, I'm calling from Shukura.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday's rain, it was a rain nobody was expecting it even though. I believe that we always have problems when it comes to flooding at Shukura. And it seems that nobody cares, nobody minds. Because you can see that cameramen always at the other villages, other regions, other places of the country. They do not come to Shukura to really see what happens when it rains. There was a time that I took it up for when I was very young. And it was part of this and the people that were looking hard,
So as you say, Shukra has been flooding. Did it flood from yesterday's rains? Was there flooding in Shukura from what happened yesterday?
Yeah, what happened yesterday, even though yesterday was better, there was no much flooding this way because, the thunder was even heavier than the rain itself. So we really experienced that and it also rained for that long after the past. Then I think that that was by the
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your point there. So he says that we should try and tell the story of Shukra as well, because they've been experiencing flooding anytime it was. But yesterday wasn't the case. Let's bring in someone else. 03-0221-1691. Let's now take you to Upper West and bring in our friend. Hello, good morning. How are you? Your name, and let's know which part of Upper West you're calling from.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kwadwo. Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Kwadwo. We have a very serious issue at the Upper East. There is the Afro-State case in Upper now, and it's not very good in that. Now, but just what the road is not ever December. So the road
sorry, but your line was very good. But
later they went there and completed the robbery again. Go the road and stuff. No, but after it now, you can ride motor in the night. You can't go anywhere.
He's talking about robbery.
It's very, very serious. And we don't know what is happening. Our
so you are calling from Upper West, but you're talking about an issue in Upper East.
I just came from Upper East the day before yesterday.
Okay.
I'm working here.
Okay.
I'm from Upper East.
Oh, okay. And
So
you're saying
you go, but Upper East now, you can go in the night.
okay. So yours is not about the thunderstorms.
Hello.
Yours is not about the rains, but you're reporting about crime, the crime situation in.
No, mine is not about the rain, but
Okay.
it is the issue too. It's also a national
Oh yes.
problem too. That's
I
why
get it.
I'm crying to you. I think you people are the right people so that everybody can hear and will come to our aid.
Okay. All right.
Money is unbelievable.
Yo, Stevens, I'm grateful to you for joining us here. Let's hear from you. The thunderstorms that hit part of Accra, what was your experience? 030-221-1691, 030-221-1692. Let's hear from your experience of the thunderstorms that hit part of Accra. Eric is joining us from Kumasi. Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
Did you experience it yesterday?
Sure, we experienced it. It's not only that the way it went. I think our work is very much double.
Okay.
What happened? We are human. We cannot fix problems and set us to blame the past. We go and build a wonderful area. Then when it's raining, we try to how can we to be doing that work out the gap of our people. So that creating no government way, no government and it can prevent. So if you go and look, then when it's down, it's not going to
I don't know. The line is terribly bad. Forgive us. 030-221-1691, 030-221-1692. What's your experience of the thunderstorms of yesterday? Let's hear from you. We're now learning that it happened in Kumasi as well. And according to the Meteo, the rains are raining in the western part of the country, Axim and its surroundings. We understand that it's raining. If you are there, let's hear from you what the situation is. If you're in the western region, are you having the rains now? How are they? Is there anything that the emergency services need to do? This plays on the television. It looks so much of UCC, eh? It looks so much of the University of Cape Coast. No, this will be UCC. This will be UCC. Okay, all right then. So you can call us now, 030-221-1691, 030-221-1692. Let's hear from your experience of the thunderstorms that hit. We're told it was also in Kumasi as well. Where are you? What was the situation? 030-221-1691. Nuruddin is joining us. Nuruddin, good morning to you. Oh, have we lost Nuruddin there? Hello, Nuruddin, have we lost you? Have we lost Nuruddin there? Hello, Nuruddin, good morning. Okay, we've lost Nuruddin there. But you can also join us and let's hear from you what the experience is like. The thunderstorm that hits part of Accra and other parts of the country. Where are you? What was your experience? Did you see the rains and the thunderstorms hit your area? What were the impacts that it left there? Let's hear from you. The numbers are on the screen now. 0302211691, 0302211692. Okay, let me take you to Takwa. Good morning to you, my friend from Takwa. Great. What's your name and what's happening in Takwa? What is your name? And let's hear from you whether there was rains there yesterday or it's currently raining in Takwa today. Okay. I know Takwa may be raining today because it rains regularly in that part of the country. Because I think as the Metro man mentioned, because of the rains and because of the trees and then the mountainous nature of the area, just like Mr. Poku was saying that where he lives, because of the mountainous nature, it rains so much. Yakubu is joining us from our point. Yakubu, you are our last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Great. So what's your experience?
For Apple Wednesday, it's so dry. We don't have rains. But,
okay.
I just want to share my, condolences too.
Condolences. I didn't hear what exactly. Yeah, so let's drop it. Because of the rains, we are struggling with the lines now. But let's come into the studio and start our discussion. Osei Kofi Akwa is National Communications Director of the CPP. He's joined us as well. Osei, good morning.
Good morning.
Trust you good?
Can't say I'm good.
Why can't you say you're good?
The rain.
Okay.
You should see how filthy Accra is. You should see how choked Accra is. You should see the pile-up. I don't call it traffic. I call it pile-up.
Okay.
In fact, we did not plan this city well.
Hey.
Yes. We did not plan this city well. And anytime it rains, we'll have these issues. And so going forward, I think that...
Did we not plan it well, or it's the unscrupulous nature we've built?
But the point is that if we've planned it well, then there will be the need to regularize how we build, the settlement and all those things. You understand? So to me, we are paying city engineers for nothing, town and country planners for nothing. And all these people are drawing salaries, but they're doing nothing. Because this is the evidence. If they are doing good jobs, we shouldn't see this flooding anytime it rains. And so I can't say I'm good. People have lost their homes, their cars. People are actually stranded. I mean, imagine you went to sleep, okay, and you wake up in the middle of, I'm not saying water, but filthy water.
Today?
Yes. And it's all over.
I didn't see it when I was coming, or maybe because I...
Well, but you are showing on your screen some of the affected areas. I'm coming from a place where the place has been flooded. I have to leave my car somewhere and get on Okada. Can you imagine?
Okay.
Yes, I set off very early. But because of the rains and all that, I don't know what happened to my car, but I have to leave it somewhere and jump on Okada. This city needs restructuring. We have to plan it again. We have to demolish some buildings and make sure that they are off the waterways so that we can have a proper drainage system. If not, I'm afraid, people will always borrow to buy good cars. People will always borrow to build good houses. And anytime it floods, it will destroy these things. It's not something we are happy about. It's very bad.
Okay.
Very bad.
Vondi, did President Mahama issue any directive for structures to be demolished last year?
No, I don't think that he even needs to issue, any statement or any instructions for that reason. I mean, these are works of the city authorities.
Okay.
It should not take His Excellency Mahama, to issue statement before the job is done.
I think to know whether, because
No, because I
remember, I think there was a director like that.
Yeah, so I'm saying that the fact is that he do not even need to
do it.
And I mean, it should be done, if and again, these are not pleasant, jobs. They are not things that when you are demolishing people's houses, I mean, it is not pleasant. But the fact is that you knew where you were building was wrong. And you built there, you did not have permit. And there are some instances where some assembly, officials gave permits to some people to build on, places that they were not supposed to build. And I think that those assembly people must also be called to order and be punished for giving unauthorized permits for people to build where they are not supposed to build. Because it's not easy building. I mean, I'm a builder myself, so it's a very difficult thing when you have to buy your blocks, buy your cement, buy your iron rods and all that. And finishing is very expensive than even the structure itself. To finish all that to be demolished because you're built on ways that are not right, waterways, swamp areas, even reserve lands and all that. I think that it is not a pleasant thing, but it must be done.
Yeah.
It must be done because there should be nothing more expensive and more important than human life. And so if that's what we have to do in order to bring sanity into the system, if that's what we have to do in order to ensure that going forward, my brother is talking about restructuring this country. I mean, we've done some already, I agree, but going forward, a lot more cities are coming up, a lot more buildings are coming up. Accra is still expanding. How do we, restructure things going forward? How do we ensure that proper buildings and at proper places are done? How do we ensure that waterways are not blocked and are built? I mean, for the land sellers, they will sell anything they call land. But you that's going to put your investment in there to build houses, have you realized that what you're doing at the end of the day, you're going to lose it if there's anything of that sort? Government could come in and demolish your houses. The rains are in now, they will demolish your houses, they will destroy your home and everything. Have you realized that? Why don't you build at a comfortable place, authorized places, to avoid all these things? So for me, yes, the AMA and all the assemblies, city authorities, they have a very good job to do. I mean, very difficult, I agree, very difficult job to do, especially when you are demolishing a very old man who've been on working and have been on pension, gathered all his money to go and build a house, only for the house to be pulled down.
Yeah.
Because it must be pulled down, otherwise you're endangering somebody's life and all that. It's not a very pleasant thing, but we got to do it in order to bring some sanity into the system and be able to ensure that lives. I mean, when you go to the United States, flood will come. Those places you see, city authorities announcing people should leave their homes and all that. The hurricanes and all that do come, destroy things. We're lucky in our country. Our continent is not like that. We are lucky. We see very, very small rain and very small storms in this part of our continent, But even the little we see, because we do not plan well, we do not take precautions, we still go through all these things. And I think that it is not the best thing we should always be going through. People should be told not to build on waterways. Those who have built on waterways, unfortunately, would have to be taken away and clean the system for sanity. I mean, rains are supposed to be blessings. We need the rains to grow crops and so forth and so on. And they shouldn't be killing people because others did not do their job well. I think we need to do that. A lot of more drains would have to be, storm drains in Accra. I think that the Garrick project, for example, you remember what the past government, sometimes it's pathetic. There are some sites that you go, monies are paid, and the jobs that are done are just not anything to write home about. I mean, I think that we need to do a lot of good to ourselves. You can't take government money and decide to walk away with it. You heard what the Deputy Finance Minister came to Parliament yesterday, to announce a lot of monies that were paid, jobs were not done, and all that. So for me, these things, we can solve it. We can't solve it. The rains that come here are not rains that we cannot control. The floods that come here are not floods that we cannot control. We can do with little discipline taking precautions, playing by the rules, doing what is right, I think we can control this. So for me, Ghanaians should help us to be able to control this.
This thing should not be left to the people who are desperate to put up buildings.
Okay.
Government must also come in. And to me, all this blame should be laid on the doorsteps of government. There's NADMO, okay, whose mandate is to prevent disaster. NADMO sees that there's a building in a waterway, okay, and they don't do anything about it. It rains, it floods, people lose their lives, and then they go and share mattresses and the rice and cooking oils and all those things. I think that they should move from just, the mere going into assist people when there's disaster to proper prevention. So if you put up a building where they think that the building can cause flooding because it's in a waterway, demolish it.
No, the National Disaster Organization do not have those powers.
The National Disaster Management.
Hold on.
Organization.
Management, hold on.
They manage.
So listen.
That's what I'm saying.
So listen. The law.
I am talking about the law.
The laws, the laws do not give them. Let me
saying
yes.
is that we should empower them, because the point is that once they need to manage disaster, when you can prevent it.
Yeah.
You understand my point?
I think prevention is one of the things they
That's
do.
no, they don't prevent.
It's one of the things they should do.
Exactly,
Their
that's what I'm
mandate
saying.
is to
So that's
prevent.
why I'm telling you, a member of parliament, that perhaps it's about time you look at a bill, okay, that empowers them. Because the point is that we can prevent this thing. These things, we see them all. I mean, who doesn't know that when you are passing by the road, there are a lot of heap of sands on the Fankor stretch, that main road, you understand? And anytime it rains, because those sands they are heaped, there's flooding. And I have seen this since I can remember, since 2012. Anytime that area, if you are passing by as a pedestrian, and there's a car moving, it will splash on you. That's filthy water. And it has been since 2008. So what I'm saying...
taking my time.
We are all saying that.
Hold on.
Let him complete. I'll come to you.
So what I'm saying is that, as a member of parliament, maybe it's time you talk to your colleagues, okay, to say that, look, we cannot be managing disaster when we can prevent them. We see them. So let's rather go full head on and then make sure we give these people the authority to prevent these disasters. Because we see them, Kwadwo. We see them. We see people putting up houses where they are not supposed to put them. We see them putting stores when they are not supposed to put them.
Okay.
Again, it is also about time. Quickly.
Thank you.
It's also about time. Quickly. Quickly.
Wrap up.
I think that everybody wants to find a place where they will lay their head. Okay, and so there's the desperate way to find ways to put our houses. It's about time government becomes serious with this affordable housing. All right, state houses, so that government can put up houses.
So
and then
the point is well made. Yeah.
So
briefly,
to conclude
on,
on that, you see, we have so many laws already. I mean, the assemblies have so many bylaws that empowers them to prevent all these things. They give permits, okay? We can pass many laws, we can give all the institutions.
When the building has
the enforcement. The enforcement.
Whose responsibility is it to pull it down? The assembly.
The responsibility is assembly. It is not a responsibility of NADMO to go pulling people's houses down. It is the assembly's responsibility.
Nobody says that.
But can be assisted by NADMO.
Okay.
So for me, what I'm saying is that the assemblies can help us. They can stop giving unauthorized permits to people to build on places that they are not supposed to build. And then you can do early prevention. If you see somebody building at where you are not supposed to build, go in there and stop the person before it gets up.
Okay.
Because there are people, they are field engineers who go around everywhere. And I don't want to believe that some of them go for no curfew and then they leave the job not to be done. I don't want to believe that.
Okay.
All right.
Because these are serious issues.
Let me get my bite on this topic.
These are serious issues.
Let me get my bite on this topic. You see, this will feed into the topic that my brother chipped in the middle of his sentence about what was laid in Parliament. I know that's part of the topics that we'll discuss about the 8.1 billion that the audit. Yes, what I'm going to say will probably feed into that. But let me make this point. Everybody complains about government. Who is government? You see, this country has become a country where we only hang the political class and talk about them every day.
Exactly.
The city engineer, is he a politician? Is he not government? He's part of government, but he's not a politician.
He's not a known
The
politician.
but he's not a politician. The town and country officer, is he a politician? He's not, but he's part of government. So 2 key people in the municipalities, town and country officer, town and country planning office, and the city engineer. Okay? Now, their day-to-day work, where they carry salary every month, is to do exactly what my 2 brothers are talking about. But they fail woefully at their jobs. Now, everybody wants to blame a politician. Everybody wants to blame politics. Everybody wants to blame something. But all these work of making sure the drains are clean, making sure the town is planned properly, if improper permits, the demolition, because the town and country office are the very places where you go to get your building permits. So the town and country planning office is the key part of every municipality. What goes on there? The city engineer, what goes on there? My brother, you understand the point I'm saying? And the reason I'm saying that it will feed into the conversation we're about to have earlier is that I really want us to stop the politics. And I was surprised that the Ministry of Finance took that thing to Parliament yesterday, because I honestly felt that it has no place in Parliament. We'll get there. When we get there, I will reinforce that point. The reason I'm saying that, when we want to check the system, let's go ahead and check the system. It's like me sitting here and saying that I have problems with it and I take it to the Ministry of Local Government. No, the municipalities are sitting there, there are people drawing salaries and not doing their work. It's as simple as that, because nobody talks about them. Everybody will first say government. And when you say government, everybody watching talks about politicians. But the corporates are not politicians.
Okay.
Let me disagree with you. Let me disagree.
We need to move on to talk about something else.
Do you know why we have to talk about this? Because next year the rains will come again.
I hear.
And if you don't discuss it,
we'll find time and discuss that.
But quickly,
the time will come.
Although it is government, because
okay, let's not go there. It's fine. It's fine. Let's not go there. It's fine. Let's move on. We'll get time to talk. We'll get time to talk about that. That's okay.
A disappointment.
Kofi, that's fine.
So if somebody's doing your work,
let me come to you, Honorable Bondi.
President doesn't appoint.
Bondi, let me come to you.
But what I'm saying is,
hello, Kofi.
Let's move on. City engineer.
I'm asking
the city engineer.
These are civil servants.
Yeah, the civil servants. The team was
not appointed by chief. No, they are not appointed by government.
So they are
civil servants are civil servants.
So when they don't do their job,
let's move on.
Who handles
so that's what we are talking about it.
So
why would disagree with you?
Can you cut them off? Let me do my show. If this was radio, I would have just switched off your mic. But this TV, so
I don't get why you disagree with me.
Yes, so
let me start with you, Bondi.
Final authority. All right.
I give you the chance, you talk.
Thank you very much.
If I have not, you have to sit there.
Exactly.
And you go according to the issues I've given you. Then we just had a bite on this. Let's move on. Bondi, this audit report, according to the Daily Graphic, it spots some 21 billion Ghana cedis fraud on state coffers. It says special audit into Ghana's unpaid debt has uncovered 21.35 billion cedis suspicious, duplicated, and fictitious claims on state coffers, compelling a government pledge to prosecute all individuals involved in what it terms a systemic plunder of the public purse. You were in Parliament yesterday.
Yes, I was in Parliament yesterday.
Let me give you 7 minutes. But really, the government says it is going to prosecute. But I am told it can only do that after you parliamentarians have also gone into the same report. How does it work? What are you going to do?
Okay, so you see, as members of Parliament, it's our responsibility to play an oversight role and to inform the Ghanaian people about how governance is actually going. And so it is not wrong to come to Parliament with all those details. Again, we also have the responsibility, if you like, powers to investigate, if you like, things of this nature and going forward. And so I think that coming to Parliament to let the Ghanaian people know about what we're seeing in our books are not wrong in the first place.
Yes.
Now, the second leg of it is that now we know what it is. I am sure that it is up to the investigative agencies the Attorney General's office to begin to prosecute people. I believe that some of them are already being prosecuted, to find solution to these things. You see, I am sure that if you go through these things properly, you will not see some of them may be issues that are coming from direct technocrat activities. People who are working at the ministries, the agencies, the chief directors, and so forth and so on, that may, be having all these things coming up. And so when we continue to blame only the politicians, what will happen is that somebody will have a way of going to perpetrate fraud. Go and do. Look at all these imbalances that we're seeing. This fraud, proper thievery that we're seeing in our books. You see the money we're mentioning, billions of cedis. These could take care of so many other things, unemployment issues that are surrounding us. Look at what we're talking about, the flooding and all that. And these monies are kind of things that are going into individual pocket illegally. I mean, it's very worrying. And so we cannot be blaming government alone, politicians alone. If you do that, people will perpetrate crime all because they know that there will be somebody to attribute it to and they walk away. I think that it's about time we deal with those who are doing this in that. Look at the...
But let me ask you, isn't audit itself an investigation?
Yes.
Okay, so if government has found...
But the auditor do not have the prosecutorial powers.
I get it. So once you found wrongdoing...
Yes.
Why wouldn't the government, because this is made available to government...
Yes.
Why won't you go to court and prosecute people?
So the point I'm making to you is that I am saying that many people are already in court.
From this report.
Exactly. And again, coming to Parliament to let the Ghanaian know that this is what is happening. These are the things we're finding in our books. This is the auditor's report. It's not wrong.
But I'm educated that the audit report should come to, per the law, it has to come to Parliament for Parliament to, because until Parliament goes into the report, government cannot prosecute anybody.
You see, that I find
this is not the Auditor's General report. Let's differentiate. This is a private investigation.
So this is
report.
a special
This is not the Auditor General.
Coming from the Ministry of Finance.
So this is not the Auditor General report.
Coming from the Ministry of Finance. And these are the investigations that were instituted by the Finance Ministry, and these are the things they found out. I am saying that...
Help me clear this.
Okay.
Could you listen to this? It says the government in July last year tasked the Ghana Audit Service, working in partnership with EY and PwC, to verify and validate 68.7 billion submitted to the Ministry of Finance in unpaid interim payment certificate, IPCs, invoices, and bank transfers advices owed to contractors and suppliers. Then it says, presenting the findings of the Auditor General's report on arrears and payables as of the end of 2024 to Parliament yesterday, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Ampem, reviewed that out of the 68.7 billion in claims submitted for verification, only 45.5 billion was deemed valid for payment,
leaving more than 20
I get it. So what is
No, what I'm saying is that there is a requirement by Auditor General report that has to go to Parliament, which is looked at by PAC, which is chaired by Honorable.
I understand that, yes.
This report is not that report. This report is a private investigation or audit that was basically started by Atufosin to investigate payments that is before the ministry. So that is not the same. It's not the same thing.
But the task was conducted by the Ghana Audit Service. So
no, but is that true?
But it was true. There was. If you read the story properly, you realize that there was an investigative body.
Yes, I heard him mention.
Exactly.
That was
so it's not the same thing.
Hold on. That was taxed to work in collaboration with the authorities to get these findings.
Okay.
And so this is not the normal auditor's report
in Parliament.
So that was the report that came from the investigation that was conducted. Okay.
So which is different from the Auditor General?
So we cannot say that this is the Auditor General's report.
Okay.
Now, this may find itself in the Auditor General's report, I agree.
I wanted to establish this point because now, if it is not Auditor General's report and it was a private work that was done for the government, government can go ahead and prosecute people who are found culpable.
Why is it
right?
coming to Parliament?
So
Yes.
why, exactly.
So
Why
the point I'm making to you is that it is not wrong to come to Parliament.
But why?
I get it. Why
It
is
is
government
coming to-
prosecuting people?
So the government will prosecute people. Government, and the fact that it comes to Parliament and then there's a committee, of to investigate it, if you like, in Parliament,
Yes.
does not mean that our findings are not able to go to court. Our findings go to court as well. The reports that we had yesterday are not reports that cannot go to court. It goes to court. Okay, so for me, it is not wrong to bring these findings to Parliament. Again, it is important to also inform the Ghanaian people about what is going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it is not wrong that it came to Parliament. It is not wrong that Mr. Speaker directs that Parliament sit on these things and do proper finding of it, invites the people involved and all that, and give a report. And those reports, when they come, it doesn't mean it cannot go back to court. And the report itself does not mean that cannot go to court. So again, it is all doing what we can in order to deal with corruption in our system. And there is no job that is too much.
The point
is trying to deal with corruption in our system.
About government going to Parliament to give a report on that or whatever. Ghanaians, if you gauge the mood when the story broke, is that, yes, we've always been told about, we've found this thievery here and there.
Yeah.
But there's little prosecution into the issues.
You see,
so Ghanaians are asking,
yes,
if there's, because when I listen to the Deputy Minister, for example, a company was paid money to supply 100 tons of maize.
Yes.
Only 11,000 was supplied.
But he was paid more than even the amount of
exactly. So on that document, on that document,
yes,
you have paid somebody more than the work the person did.
Yes.
So why isn't government going to go to chase me for that?
So I am saying, you see, investigation of this nature, I think that the Ghanaian, and I don't think that they are wrong if the people of Ghana are demanding a speedy trial, punishment of people who are deemed to have perpetrated fraud against the state. I don't think it is wrong for them to demand that because, you see, everybody wants to see prosecutions and all that. I agree. But you see, let us take it easy.
Okay.
Sometimes, if you run more than you're supposed to do, you end up leaving the ball behind you. So let us haste it slowly. I have too much confidence in the Attorney General and the Department of the Attorney General. So let's haste it a little slowly. I am saying to you that some of these things are already being investigated by the Attorney General's Department. Informing Parliament is not wrong. I am saying that those that are not supposed to be dealt with by Parliament, I don't think Parliament will go in there. Those that are supposed to go to court straight away, Attorney General is actually up and he's on top of his job, he would do that. But the point is, let us not rush and take some of these cases and say we're prosecuting them when investigations are not ended. At the end of the day, you may damage a clear case because your investigation is not properly conducted. It is important that we take those things into consideration. I believe that whatever slow it grants, justice will be made for the Ghanaian people. And that's what we must all, realize. So coming to Parliament to inform Ghanaians about what we saw, I mean, it's important to let us know how our books look. So that our demands look. Today, CROSAC is on strike. What are we looking for? They're looking for money, isn't it? Yeah. The Ghanaians should know where our monies are, how our monies are being stolen, destroyed, and so you see, these are informations that the Ghanaian people know. So it will help all of us know where we're coming from, where we're going, how to move, and so forth and so on. But those who are are found culpable, all of them will face the law. And I believe in that. So there's no two ways about that. There's no two ways about
it. The challenge sometimes becomes that, we can come out with these pronouncements, but when, as you say, the investigations are being conducted, when you go deeper, then you see that, okay, maybe this one should have been this. But of course, some names have already been put out there. The public opinion, when we hear it, we judge people based on that. And that's why people think that when these issues come, the right forum, is to prosecute the people for them to know whether...
Without coming out to say it?
No, you come out, but you go to court, whether the people are innocent or not, the court will determine.
So are you saying that it is wrong? You see, in the United States, for example...
I'm not saying it is not.
In the United States, for example...
But I'm only reading from the energies that people are expressing to say that if these people... Because in one of the cases, we were told by the Deputy Finance Minister that some bank account, when they went to the banks, their account were not there.
Yes, but monies were deemed to have been paid into those accounts.
Yes.
You see, when you go to the United States, for example, issues of this nature, fraud, murder, and so forth and so on, accounts are given from each stage to the public to hear. Investigations are done. These are finding. We're going to court from one to these. This is what happened. And all the Ghanaian people are supposed to be in the picture. They must know what is going on. Informing them is not wrong at all.
Okay, let me bring you Kwadwo back here. Kwadwo,
my brother.
But I mean, look, staggering figures here.
Yes.
How could we live in a country and allow such things to be happening?
That's what we should be
Before
talking
we
about.
get to that, look, my brother, please hold on. Before we get to that, informing the public, you don't inform the public through Parliament. The NDC, especially the Ministry of Finance, is developing this penchant of going to Parliament to do things in Parliament that I don't think Parliament is even close to do. Our investigative bodies doesn't include Parliament.
But I hope you're not suggesting
my brother,
it's wrong.
it's wrong. And I'll get there. My brother, I'll get there.
Okay.
We were here when Atoforsin went to Parliament to lay a policy, gun wrap. What is he laying a policy in Parliament for? Parliament cannot approve a policy. Parliament is only there to pass bills, not policies. So when Atoforsin went to Parliament and laid gun wrap in the floor of Parliament, what was the purpose? To inform the public? You can stand in the Ministry of Finance, issue a press statement, call the media, and you're informing the public. My brother, there are criminality which you have now come to meet. You see, I'm going to do this response in two folds. One, to now talk about this thing, and the next thing talk about why I think my brother also made a statement that I agree with him. But the first point I want to point out is this. The mischief that the NDC is doing is to drop some of these things in Parliament, and it becomes an NDC MPP banter. Yesterday, when you go to Parliament, because there's always a debate on the matter, then the MPP side will say certain things, then the NDC side will say certain things, and the public thinks that this is an NDC MPP matter. It is not. Like you are saying, criminality. Somebody was supposed to supply a certain amount of maize. He has not supplied it. He has been paid more than he's been supplied. That person, his name is on the invoice. The money was paid into an account. Why do you need to go to Parliament? What for? If Kwadwo Poku's company, FKP and Round Investment, submitted an invoice, I have signed the letter. I was paid more than I'm supposed to be paid. Straight away, it's Attorney General. You do your investigation, do your docket, take him to court. Why Parliament? Secondly, you have places where they are saying that, people were now supposed to have been paid, what do you call it? Certificates, construction.
Yeah.
Right? Contractors. Interim payment certificates. Right.
IPC.
People have raised certificates, and when they now checked, do you know how certificates are raised? You need an engineer to go to the site to do an inspection. Based on that inspection, they pick samples from the site, they take it to the laboratory, all these work are done, all that is put together, certified, taking everything before a certificate is done. Before a certificate is raised.
Yes.
When the certificate is raised, it goes through a lot of internal audits before it goes to the highway, and from highways go to Ministry of Roads and Highway. Then the Ministry of Highways and Highway, it goes through multiple departments. The chief director signs before it goes to the minister, then the minister forwards it to Ministry of Finance. So if at the Ministry of Finance it is found that that interim certificate has a problem, what are we talking about? And you take it to Parliament? So there are two folds. This is not a political matter. That's why I said that I was going to get back to that matter. This last night when I saw it, I texted the Honorable the Minority Leader. I said, my brother, I beg you, let us all go with the NDC on this matter and ask for prosecution. Because these are not political actors. These are technocrats and civil servants being mischievous and stealing. There is a criminal cabal in this government. I mean, not in this government as in the NDC government, but in our body, in our body government, who are perpetuating fraud.
Are you exonerating the politicians?
The politicians are not to be blamed.
Really?
For this matter, 100%. Let me explain to you. In this instance, I explained to you about the certificate. Mm-hmm. The only part the politicians play is to award the contract.
Yes.
The rest of the matter is with civil servants and technocrats.
But you said the report comes to the minister.
The minister only the agency is Roads and Highway.
Yes.
Roads and Highway in the district, the department, or whatever the contract was done. Mm-hmm. When that contract is done, the engineer, is he a politician?
He's not.
He's not. He goes to the site to inspect the work.
Yeah.
Take pictures, as my brother said. Take samples if you did, let's say, filling, or you did gutters, or you did laterite, whatever you did. They take samples to the laboratory. They attach the laboratory's report. They attach the pictures. Then their internal audits read all these things and go through it, approve it, then submit it to their higher office, and it's approved and brought to the ministry. At the ministry level, somebody sits, go through each page one by one to verify that whatever you've put in there is right. Mm-hmm. It is all this work that is done. Then a memo is put on top, then goes to the chief director. He signs. If the chief director doesn't sign, the minister doesn't sign. Do you know why? Because the chief director is authenticating that all the administrative processes is done.
So the minister is only a conveyor belt?
The minister is only giving the political approval from the ministry. The chief director is the one who, in this case, you will go and say, my brother, you signed this. These are the problems that your people, because bear in mind, the civil servants responds to the chief director, not the minister. But let's get this education very right, because it's very important.
Yeah, it's good. It's good you are giving it.
You understand?
But for example, let me use multimedia as an example.
No, you can't. It's a private organization.
Oh, okay,
Let me explain something.
No, I'm just looking at the leadership.
In the ministry, it's not. It's different. Mm-hmm. You know, in the ministry, the internal auditors does not belong from the ministry. The internal auditors are from the office of the audits. So they don't even belong to the ministry, and they are responsible for checking all these invoices.
So what you want to let us understand is that the minister cannot be held.
The minister should not cannot.
Why?
Because let me tell you something.
But not all, in all cases, may not, I think would be a better word.
Yes, may not. Yes, may not. Because if you ask so let's say the minister wants to double check. I've seen this invoice.
Exactly.
I'm not too comfortable. I'm double checking. Who is he going to give it to? Isn't the same people who has brought it to him?
Okay.
If the minister, let's say I've seen this invoice, Charlie, this thing doesn't look right. Who do you give it to? You will call the same internal audit. The FNA people, the accounts clerk, they're the same people you're going to give it to. So that is why the chief director has to sign before the minister signs. Bear in mind, the minister is only in the ministry as a representative of the government. Those that run our government in terms of the day-to-day are the civil servants. And they are the ones who are criminally killing this country.
But isn't it your duty as the politician who has been placed there as a leader
to do what?
To ensure that
you can't sack a civil servant?
Yes.
You can't sack
him. You can only transfer him to another ministry. But you can stop this payment.
How do you stop it?
When we are paying...
It's been approved, bro.
Okay. So, per what you've explained.
Yes.
How do you explain the 100,000 metric tons of maize contract?
That is the point I'm saying.
In which 11,000 was supplied, but the guy was paid for 100,000.
So, internal audit. The internal audit.
And we cannot blame the minister for that. The politician for that.
Internal auditor. Because the way the system works, when internal... Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's bring in multimedia. Do you guys have internal audit in multimedia? Do you have an internal auditor?
I should think so,
Okay.
Yes.
In every company, internal auditors report directly to the board. They don't report to management. Do you know why? Because the internal audit report goes directly to the board. It doesn't go to managing director. You, the managing director, before something comes on your desk for payment, it should go through internal audit. The work of the internal audit is a whole institution on its own. If today we are having all these problems, then I think we should do a branch and root review of our internal audit service. I'm telling you. Because the way I have worked in this system, I worked in the Ministry of Tourism, and I know how the ministries work. Before something lands on the minister's desk, the role of the checks and balances, the person who picks up the phone to check and all these things is the internal auditor. If the audit service is broken, then we are in problem.
So why do we appoint ministers then, from what you've explained?
You see, the ministers are in the ministry to supervise the government's policy. The day-to-day running of, the ministries can run without ministers.
You are doing well, though. You are not interjecting this time.
Oh, yes.
No, because he's learning.
Good boy. Don't. It's fine.
He's learning. So you see, people who don't understand these things will want to blame a minister. If you understand how the government works, because let me tell you something, between the MPP and the NDC, how many times have we seen the Auditor General's report? And there are so many reports that comes out to say that there's this money being lost. But let's not put too much emphasis and waste my time on that. We'll discuss it. Let me go on to make my substantive point. My substantive point is this. Both parties, we should take out the politics. Those that can go immediately to the Attorney General should immediately investigate. There is some of them that have explanations, especially the 1D1F1. Let me explain. The 1D1F, government was supposed to pay 50% of interest paid by companies that were setting up 1D1F. When they have gone through the process of approval, right, the ministry approves them and send the documents to the bank. When the ministry approves them and send the documents to the bank, there are certain banks that are participating banks with the ministry. So the government, what the ministry does is that if, let's say, that person is going to take 1 million and the interest is, let's say, 20 cedis, government is liable for 10 cedis of that money. So immediately, the Ministry of Trade does a request to the Accountant General that we have committed to 10 cedis on behalf of this company. So please process it and pay this bank. If that person goes to the bank and the bank leg of the transaction is not completed or not yet completed, that means the money, the ministry have done their work. They have sent to because the Accountant General is a government accountant, right? So you let him know that government owes this much and government has to pay the bank this money because he's a government accountant. He is supposed to, their internal processes is also supposed to make sure that at the point at which before they transfer the money to the bank, they have to communicate with the bank to make sure that we receive these documents from the Ministry of Trade to pay this amount of money to you. Has that person been given the loan? It doesn't mean that the fact that the Ministry of Trade have sent that request to the Accountant General is an automatic payment. In that instance, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get
the
it.
Accountant General is also supposed to do their verifications because they also have internal auditors.
Yes.
Wish you could give me 1 minute of it.
No, that's fine.
Hold on. I'll give you time. Don't worry. I'll give you time.
Discuss this well.
Because I want you to get to a point. I'll ask him a question.
Bro, it's
don't
very
worry.
important.
Come
very
here.
important.
You're coming.
That, I'm saying this to the point that one part of that report that came, also some parts have explanations. Because in most instances, auditors also don't get the explanation right.
But so how do you explain when, according to the report, they went to the banks to say, we understand government owes you so and so million cedis?
Yes, government will only owe if that, you see, when you ask the wrong question, you get the wrong answer. You have to ask, did you approve this transaction for this company? If it's yes, then you owe. If it's no, then you don't owe. So if you go and ask him, does government owe you this? He'll tell you, no, government doesn't owe me.
No, but...
Go ahead.
I'm confused. It is.
Hold on. But what I'm saying to you is that...
It's fine. You can.
What I'm saying is that... Let me land. So in the documents that went to Parliament, where I'm saying that it shouldn't even go to Parliament in the first place, if they want to refer it to PAC to investigate it, most of them, you realize that there are explanations to the entry.
Yeah, so they should come and explain.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, that they will come and explain. But I am saying that the internal auditors, the narration Okay, there's a second leg to it, which I can come and take a second bite. The one that goes to the agenda 111. The agenda 111. Where
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
So
no, thank you very much. Let me,
just
30 seconds. You come in. Don't worry.
Just 30 seconds. You see, we cannot exonerate the politicians entirely. I give you two people. One is Govin Sagboja. That road minister. He knows almost every road, every state of the road, know who a contract is given to. He will go down there to see everything by himself. Such a person, you may not be able.
Not the urban.
Run away.
Not the urban
Hold on.
roads. Not the urban roads.
Hold on. Run away.
I know the highways, but not the urban roads.
Okay.
I am saying that is the kind of character of Agboja. He's on top of the job. Number two is Atuforce.
Okay, I'm grateful.
Do you know that in the ministry to do his own buying and payment, so you have to go for authorization notes.
Thank you, Kofi.
These are the things.
That's fine. Let me bring you Kofi. Kofi, so from where you see it, how must we progress on this particular matter, whether Parliament or we go to court?
Let me state on record that when we are here, we seek to provide education.
Yeah.
I like his demeanor, I like his confidence, the way he speaks. But then educations are very important.
Go with your point.
When we want to do this. I am insisting
that
the president has the power to remove civil servant. And I'm reading for you.
Okay.
The president holds the power, ultimate power, to appoint and remove civil servants, including chief directors.
He said.
Wait. He said no. Wait, please. He did not say that. In accordance with Article 192 and 193. Okay. So he doesn't sit here and tell us that somebody can be a city engineer and all those things and can misbehave, and because he's a civil servant, nobody can remove him. It is written there in the Constitution.
That the president.
So when we are stating these things, we have to state it very clear. Now, let me come to the matter which he has been dancing around. And to me, he has been dancing around it. I don't know whether because it happened in 2024.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. Kwadwo, did you say the minister or the president?
The minister.
I said the minister cannot.
The minister
But I said,
I said the minister and the ministry cannot.
We elevated the whole thing to politicians. Please. I was here. We elevated the whole thing to politicians, okay? And he said that the politicians can become all
the minister cannot.
No, he chose
minister cannot.
Once he chose his words to say, you have given education that the president can disappoint.
If I am a minister,
so it's fine,
and the president appoints me, all right, and somebody under me, my subordinate, is not performing well, and I go to cabinet, can't I comment that the president sacks him? It boils down to the same process. What is he talking about? Let us be anyway. I don't know what the president has the power to hire and fire. 5,000 appointments and 5,000 disappointments. Let's be on record.
I don't even. CCP.
In collaboration.
CPP.
In collaboration.
Okay.
In collaboration with the Public Service Commission. Now, let me come here. You see, I find it very absurd the way he's trying to defend the indefensible. Monies that belongs to the Ghanaian has been given to certain people to perform certain tasks. They've been paid for no work done. And then we are being told that, oh, why don't you go ahead and prosecute them? After all, it's the Auditor General and then the Attorney General and all those things. For the purpose of emphasis, and he admitted it, every ministry has an internal auditor. If I am a minister, I represent government, I have the power to make sure that every document that comes to my table is thoroughly read. Okay? Where I don't understand, I seek the counsel, and every ministry has got a lawyer, a legal counsel. Okay? So where I don't have, I doubt or have some sort of misunderstanding, it is my duty as a minister to call my Auditor General, to call my legal counselor, to say that this is a document before me. I'm reading through it and I don't understand ABC. Can you explain it to me? Because the minister has to understand whatever document he's signing. Now, if the minister find out that there's something wrong, and this time I'm referring to the Minister of Finance, the Chief Treasurer, sees that we get money to this ministry to perform this task, And at the end of the day, the task was not performed. But the money that was disbursed to the appropriation bill, and there's a bill that gives the money out to the appropriation bill, he needs to come back to his colleagues, okay, to tell them that this is what is happening in the ministry. And why? Every minister in this country who is in position was vetted in parliament. Wasn't the person?
It was.
Why was that done? There need to be some sort of contract between we, the people of Ghana, and the people that we are employing to serve as ministers. And don't forget, the member of parliament, like Bondi here, represents his people. I have a member of parliament representing me. But of course, we cannot have a referendum to say that this is that every day. And that is why certain things are sent to parliament, okay, for ratification for whatever purpose there is. So if Atuforsen, having disbursed funds, read in the budget to certain ministries.
No, he didn't disburse the funds.
No, but it's appropriation bill, all right? Okay, so yeah. I'm saying that he's the chief, what do you call it, spending officer, all right? Okay, so I am just using him, right? And then this thing is done, and the money is not properly, managed, or there's malfeasance. What is wrong with him going to parliament to say that this is what is happening? Talking to the members of parliament, to the people of Ghana. What is wrong with that? And of course, you just can't get up and go to, what do you call it, court and say that this is the issue and that I'm going to prosecute something. You have to, first of all, there are committees in parliament in charge of most of the sectors of the economy, all right? So these things have to be discussed to ascertain that indeed wrongdoings have been committed.
But when the communication has been given that, in fact, we've identified some wrongdoings, why don't I take the people involved to court to prosecute them?
That's what I'm saying, that,
And to say, let's go to parliament to investigate.
You go to parliament, you have to tell the people.
What will PAC do?
What
will PAC do? Then PAC will call them and ask them a few questions. But when you take them to court, they will be put to strict proof to understand, for us to know where those monies are.
There's always the law of nature where you give the person fair hearing, right?
But what's a court?
But in auditing,
in court is not a fair hearing.
Another thing has been done.
Yes.
Certain discrepancies have been seen.
Which in auditing, you take the responses of the people involved. We are seeing this before you come out with the report.
And I'm saying that when this is done, it is only smart that you do broader consultation, all right? In parliament, there are committees. Attorney General is even in parliament, okay? So you need to discuss these things to be very sure.
To achieve what?
To be very sure.
Of what?
To be very sure that this thing, look, let me tell you, we have had instances in this country, okay, where people genuinely have committed certain, I won't say crimes because they've not been committed, certain abnormalities, all right? And members of parliament, okay, march, they sit on the road, they go to the public court of opinion to say that, oh, look at them, we are being hunted, okay? This is witch hunting and all those things. So it's only fair that this thing is properly done. What I'm saying is that let us lose sight of the fact that this is public money, all right? It was meant to achieve something, and that certain people who think they are smarter than the ordinary Ghanaian have squandered this money. And it brings me to the saying that a lot of people are in the ministries wearing suit and tie, but they are thieves. That's the truth, okay? People are wearing suit and tie, they are supposed to serve this country, but then they are stealing from the public. And so, to me, to answer your question, this is what I am proposing.
Okay.
I am proposing that, the CPP is proposing that the
Why that noise?
what do you call it? Public Account Committee should be given prosecutorial powers. They should be given prosecutorial powers. People appear before them, they are asked questions, and right there you can see that these people are guilty. They admit it. You understand? They don't have to be asked to go and refund the money. They should be prosecuted. And again, the councils or the lawyers in the ministries should also be given prosecutorial powers. It doesn't always have to end with Attorney General. Attorney General is already overburdened. You understand? So what I'm saying is that when these things are found, and then the internal audit is done, internal investigations are done, and then we find out people are really guilty, let us give power to the ministries, okay, to prosecute the people. Let us give powers to the, Auditor General to prosecute these people, because this is becoming too many. Every year, we go to the Public Account Committee, and you see the extent of corruption among the civil servants. It's unacceptable. So me, I am not what do you call it? I don't want to base my argument on whether it was right for Fortune to go to Parliament or not. No. The point is that no, you go on. Go on. The point is that wrongdoings have been committed. All right. When that is done, we go to the law court, okay, to do prosecution. But what I'm saying is that, so let's not leave everything to the Attorney General. That's my point. Because this can travel for a long time. There are cases already piled up, okay, and so they are being adjourned. So when this thing happens, let's give the Public Account Committee prosecutorial powers. Let's give the ministry, the lawyers in the ministries, a power to prosecute these people so that it will serve as a proper deterrent for anybody who wants to steal from the public affairs.
Okay, so just a quick one. You see, in Parliament, the PAC, the Public Account Committee, if you look at Order 151, Clause 2, gives the powers to the PAC to examine all the Auditor General's report, to examine the Auditor General's report, including all these financial malfeasance and all that. So our standing orders gives us that power. Standing Order 151, Clause 2, gives us that power to take the Auditor General's report and all financial report of this nature that comes to Parliament to examine. So we are not out of our jurisdiction whatsoever.
We're not.
And so it is not as if we're doing what we're not supposed to do and that we should go to court directly and all that. I am saying that in going to court, the processes that you must follow in going to court, if you do not follow that processes, okay, at the end of the day, you may go to court, run and leave the ball behind, and you will not be able to score. So for me, Parliament, we're not doing anything wrong. Our orders are very clear, crystal clear, everybody reads and understands. And so it is important to realize that we are doing what we are mandated to do.
And what we are saying that...
Kojo, the point I landed on, there is a very big dose here. Yes, some of them need interrogating by Parliament, but some of them are clear case of criminality.
But it is
but do you know that? You know that even when but you see, my brother, you made a point. My brother, you made a point that we should allow Parliament or to PAC to go to court. We should allow ministries to go to court. We should give them prosecutorial power. But the point is that when you say prosecutorial, how are you going to give the prosecutorial?
That is not even within our books. Listen, it's not fixable. Listen, it is not fixable. There are too many prosecutorial institutions that exist in our country already. The Attorney General have all the powers. We have Yoko, we have a special prosecutor. And hold on. Okay. We have all those people already. But the processes cannot be underrated. The processes must be followed. Our standing order says when these reports come, we must go into examination of those things. So there is no way you can escape it.
What we are saying is that, look, we used to have Attorney General. We used to have Yoko. Now there's special prosecutor. All right? So what I'm saying is that...
You want to create a prosecutor office at the Office of Parliament. Is that what you're saying?
It won't work. That is not part of our jurisdiction. You see, when you read our Constitution, clearly...
If Parliament doesn't get, okay...
No, hold on.
Determine whether this is good or bad.
We cannot do that. We cannot do that. When you read our Constitution...
Then I thought the Auditor General does that.
When you read our Constitution, you know the job of the judiciary. You know the job of the legislature and the government. We know. So you cannot come and be establishing a prosecution institution in the legislature. It cannot happen. These are basic things that... So we... Even PAC. We didn't say that PAC should go to court. We say we examine...
And recommend.
We cannot go to court.
Recommendation is always done by the Auditor General. The Auditor General does it. The internal auditor also does it. So what's the point?
Yes.
In a separate transaction,
let's be in a better country.
Yes.
Claiming delivery of 100,000 tons of maize.
Yes.
Worth 771.2 million cedis.
Yeah.
However, the audit revealed that only 11,900 tons was actually supplied and distributed.
Yes.
So what is PAC going to do on this?
Thank you very much. But that is part of the report, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
It's part of the Auditor General's report.
Yeah.
That our Order 151 Clause 2.
I get it. So
hold on.
So what is PAC going to do on this one specifically?
Gives us the power to examine those reports, isn't it? So we examine those reports. Those that we feel are in our jurisdiction, because it is in the report, we'd have to examine all the report per our standing orders.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we have the powers to prosecute.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we have the powers to, put somebody in jail and all that. But we have the powers by our standing orders to examine.
Okay.
Our examination, our examination may review more damning issues, more explanations that will help the people with the
this is funny.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you very much.
Is he saying that the PAC, that's the Public Account Committee?
Are you saying those who put the report together are wrong to put the report together?
Can they examine
are you saying the Auditor General is wrong to put the report together? Are you saying that our powers to examine those reports are wrong?
What I'm saying is...
You're not saying any of that.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, I'm grateful. Let's move on.
Perhaps.
Let's make progress.
Yes. To be able to convert certain people.
I am saying that the distribution of power do not give the legislature that power. You must know. It's fundamental, so you cannot propose that.
Then the point is that there's no point begging people before the committee to examine, because that examination has already been done.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful, gentlemen.
You want us to cancel that standing order? Eh?
Let's make progress.
Let's be serious in this country.
Now,
people will always steal from us because of these things.
Okay. This one says, Honorable Kwadwo Poku Nsafo has really given us some solid education this morning. I really enjoyed his submission. Kudos to him. Master Planner, Junior, Policy in Kintampo. Policy Analyst Kintampo brought this one in. Let's make progress and discuss the other issue about the scaling, the sliding scale. Honorable. Okay. All right. So I want to start. I want to come to you, Kwadwo, because when it comes to natural resources, you've played in that realm for a long time now. Now, government or parliament has passed a new law, right? Introducing the sliding scale in royalties. But that has also generated some, because the law has matured. It matured, I think, on Monday. So as of yesterday, it was law. So any new it's not retrogressive. So any new contract that will be signed will be based on that. So we are targeting the lithium agreement, for example. If it's going to be signed, it will be signed on this sliding scale. But there are some argument on it as well. Even the minority has also waded into this argument to say that, well, care must be taken because it could make our sector uncompetitive or unattractive.
You see,
what do you make of it?
The sliding scale is an approach that even in the energy sector for the Petroleum Act that we have, we are looking to also introduce the sliding scale of royalty for our upstream. Look, it fits. That one. The sliding scale. The one size fits all approach is old, right? We are moving into the world where, because a lot of things are traded, a lot of dynamics in the world market, a lot of things changes. When it's bad for one person, the other person should see it and give in. When it's good for that person, the other person should also see and give in. I am against contracts that are signed in perpetuity and is cast in stone. I'm against it. Sliding scales give both parties the opportunity to come back to the table and ask for more when there's a need to ask for more. And like I said, if the oil and gas example is that when you come in to do the work, there are a lot of uncertainties because there's a risk. And I've always said that in Ghana and in business, one of the things that businessmen faces is the risk equity, right? Risk equity is the initial amount of money you spend when there is no certainty. So you are spending it and you could go and there's nothing there. So a company comes in, wants to do minerals exploration, right? They think, based on geology, there is lithium here. They can go and do all the work. Maybe there's something underneath the earth simulating as lithium, but it's not lithium. Or maybe you go and find lithium and the potency of your find is not as great as it should be. So then you've spent money, the result is not as good, right? So the country should be able to look on and say, okay, since we have a sliding scale, now that we have now monitored these things, the institution on the government side should be very strong on the sliding scale, because we should be able to interrogate and investigate what the other person is presenting. When we agree, then we go to the lower side of the scale so that the company can get a bit more relief. But on the side where you are not sure, maybe you think there's a small deposit, the potency is not high, then you go and you hit the mother load. The potency is 100%. You are going to make more than you initially projected. Then the government also deserves to make more. So the sliding scale for me, if anybody is against it, I'll be like, why?
Okay, so someone like Patrick Bome's argument is that Ghana already ranks among countries with some of the highest fiscal burdens in the mining sector. And that's why he feels that the sliding scale will further burden the mining companies to make...
My brother, this one, my twin brother, I disagree with him. Let me tell you why. There are companies in Ghana that have tried to go to Ethiopia, right? There are companies doing very well in Ghana. They tried to go to Ethiopia. Their initial conversation in Ethiopia, they came back, they never went again. Because the fiscal regime the Ethiopians are proposing, they are not interested. But they're happy to be in Ghana. You see, there are give and take. Especially when I keep saying that we should review all these. I honestly don't believe that. Let me tell you something. I have a friend who is an investment banker. He told me something I'll never forget. He said, look, Kojo, if anybody comes to a negotiation and wants to mine something or do an exploration or something and the person wants 100%, give him. With one condition. The cost that you are going to spend, you will recover that cost. But I have to monitor the cost you are extracting, because if you have 100%, it means you recover your cost sooner. Yeah. After your cost is recovered, then we reverse it. I also take the 100%. Or because you did the initial investment, I'll give you 20 and I'll keep 80. You see, percentages are only on paper without any materialized discovery. So we keep fighting on paper about fiscal policies, but nobody does the work. So it's good as a government to be lenient, and that is why we always give praise to President Kufuor when he came in and looked at the environment in the upstream, the PNDC Law 84, which was a bit too stringent because it was set, and that was the initial, before 919, we had 84, PNDC Law 84, which was the initial exploration law that we had. And President Kufuor gave a bit more to the investors, and they were comfortable, and now we have oil. So I don't have a problem with incentivizing the businessman. It's a carrot and stick approach. I'm a businessman through and through, and I always say that you need to give the business a lot more for them to come. But when they come, and they are now also juicing, they are making money, the government should also make money. That is why I'm against that one-size-fits-all approach. So the sliding scale is a good thing. Nobody should take it away. What it is that we need to build institutions that can supervise and investigate, because for you to move the scale, you need to have information. And if we go by the way we are doing upstream, where we can't even audit upstream companies properly, we are going to court on taxes and losing, GRA is not able to audit them properly and all that. We need to build institutions to able to now audit these mining companies, put our eye on the ball so that when the going is good, we also benefit.
Okay. Kofi, let me come to you before I go to Honorable. Kofi, the fear is that this could push competing, push investors to competing jurisdictions, which include our neighboring Ivory Coast. How do we ensure that this sliding scale doesn't become a push-off factor in the mining industry, but rather an attractive one?
If he has to push investors who want to take this country for granted, they should push them away. Okay. Look, this policy, to me, is one of the best policies that has ever been proposed for the extractive sector. We have to acknowledge that every mining company is a multi-billion dollar or multi-million dollar company. These are people with enough capital, okay, who are coming into our country. That's number one. Number two, we have to know that these minerals, they don't germinate when they are taken off. If they finish, they finish. That's number two. Number three, mining companies have been here since we can remember. Let's go to the communities where these minings are done. And let's find out the state of the people in those communities. Let's take Kenya, where Newman Ghana is. What is the state? Stricken poverty, destroyed lands. People have to buy water, that's mineral water, before they can, drink water and all that. Let's go to Yamfo. Let's go to Obuasi, our almighty Obuasi, and see the state of Obuasi. Is it the same like Johannesburg, where gold is being mined? So we have been taken for granted for far too long. And to me, this is one of the best things His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his government are proposing. And I'm happy that Kwadwo Poku, who's a member of the MPP, see a good in it. And that is very patriotic. I mean, Patrick is complaining, Patrick Boama is complaining, and all they're all whining.
No, he's only raising, and I think that
but that is not legitimate.
I think when the issue went to Parliament, the minority sort of supported it also, because the minority because in the earlier days they were even proposing that the elite.
But the comments you read here,
he's the chairman of the.
But you see, you see, most of the times it's very funny that when investors are coming into their country, what we do is that we give them a lot of leverage, tax intensity, and all those things. We give them tax exemptions and all those things, thinking that, oh, they are going to employ our people, blah, 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 and all those things. But at the end of the day, what happens is that they come in, all right, employ our people, but underpay them. That's number one. They don't do their corporate social responsibilities. They don't do it. You understand? And at the end of the day, they fold up and sometimes even rebrand, okay, and come back as a different company, having exhausted whatever they have to do. So we have been cheated for far too long. And to me, if Ghana is serious, because the woman at Makola selling tomatoes, and he's been taxed. You understand? GRA is locking offices of shops that belongs to Ghanaians. These are mega traders. Then we have big companies, multi-million companies coming in, and we are saying that, oh, let's not push them too hard because they might take their business elsewhere. Let them take it elsewhere. If you don't have business, if you don't have the courage to do business in Ghana, then don't come. But this also go to government. Now that we are taking the steps, what I'm proposing is that let government start doing its own geological survey, all right, so that we know that in Kwadwo there's gold. Do you understand? And this is how the size of the deposit. When it goes to Von D's Krum, there's this deposit, whether it's magnesium, whether it's bauxite, whether it's gold, whether it's diamond. You understand? So that government already have the papers down there. So when the investor comes in and say that I want to do mining, government can sit down with the investor and say that, okay, if you want to mine gold, diamond, bauxite, then this is where we are taking you. And these are our conditions, non-negotiable. Okay. Because most of the time, it is sad that you go to these places where the money is being extracted from, and all you see is stricken, poor poverty. It's sad. You can't even drink from their streams and water, but it's there. You see how the kind of buildings these children attend schools in it, and you ask them, are these monies not coming from this? Is that
not a state led issue? Because the mining companies pay royalties, they pay taxes, whatever. What is the state's direction to these mining companies?
And that's what I'm saying, that maybe those royalties they are paying are not enough. You understand? And that's why I'm happy with this thing. You understand my point? So what we need to do is that when these mining companies come, let's also force them to do their corporate social responsibilities. It is very, very important. Okay. It is part of the whole thing, but we've neglected it. And again, I am hoping that when it comes to the employment of the local people, the fair wages must come in to negotiate. Or the Ministry of Labour should come in and negotiate on behalf of the people who are going to be employed. If not, we'll be taking for granted for far too long. I have chanced upon a conversation in Canada where a Ghanaian is working for Newman Ghana, and he says that according to them, one of their main revenues,
sources, for example. You know, because this is not something that is going to be there forever. If you are talking about renewable energy, for example, like the sun, the wind, and all, which of course is going to be there forever, then you can talk about straight jackets, but I think that sliding, scale pricing, for example, or determining of variables and costs, variable cost and all that, it's not anything new when, we're talking about non-renewable resources like gold, like diamond, like lithium, and so forth and so on. So for me, I think that we've been very charitable, and I don't think that any well-meaning Ghanaian should speak against this particular, pricing system.
No,
but I'll tell you what.
But aren't they right to point us in the direction that this could also then push some people away, for us to know how we can go about retaining and even attracting some more?
Okay, so this is the point. What point will you be making? Or what is the point? Attracting more people, more organizations. Come take your resources away without you getting the benefits that is required. What is the benefit?
Exactly.
Why don't we rather leave the gold there? Maybe generation years unborn could come and make some reasoning that we are not able to make.
Exactly.
Okay.
Isn't it better than letting people come all in the name of investment and job creation to come and take all the resources away? Look, listen, I am very different. Maybe because of my business background, I'm very different. I think that mining of gold, for example, do not require too much technology that Ghana could not still do.
Exactly.
I'll give you a typical example. Use machine to determine the layers of gold. Dig and go get that rock that contains the gold, the rock. Blast it, fetch it, come and grind it in the crusher, and remove the gold and melt it. What is the extraordinary difficulty about that?
Exactly.
It's not as easy as you
No, hold on. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So why should we be so afraid of losing an investor? Newmont, for example, name them, who will come here, come with all the equipment, come and dig a hole, find that same rock, blast it, fetch it, grind it, and get the gold out. We are so afraid of losing them that we cannot mine our own gold. How many years have we been mining gold until today? If the Ghanaian investor is not, or the Ghanaian gold miner is not being trained to extend that we can mine our own gold and stop being afraid of losing people from outside to come and mine gold, then what are we doing here as Ghanaians? I think that we've been very charitable on this sliding scale.
Bondi, look at something.
Are you sure the
as of 2025,
CPP is not wrong enough?
as of 2025, foreign interest in our mining sector is 80%.
Listen,
and we Ghanaians,
I think
Because we've not built well.
And then we must learn to build.
No, but I think I need to ask this question.
I think that this.
I think I need to ask this question based on this. The Ghanaian interest and the foreign interest. The royalty does not help us increase our interest, right? We have to be deliberate to increase our interest in the mines, does it?
Exactly. So listen,
we need
what
to
I
empower.
think we should be doing, and I think very soon,
but you see,
this is what I think we should be doing, and I think very soon we will be getting there. If we're able to do our own exploration, okay, determine what is in there, we're able to, determine how much gold we have here. We have our exploration report, our geological report, everything. Mm-hmm. And you are coming from outside, you want to come and mine. Mm-hmm. We give you, this is our report. Mm-hmm. Bring your technical know-how, bring your equipment, come and do it 140%.
Yes.
You take 60%.
That you can do, yes.
Okay, if we can do that, and I think that it is not too big for us to be able to do. After all, how much
doesn't have money.
The point is, hold on.
We don't have money.
You borrowed and spent on NAPCO and
excuse
we
me,
have money.
Excuse me. I would be very uncomfortable for anybody to convince me that government cannot generate money to do that.
No, you
I'll
can't.
be very,
the proper investment
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why.
Hold on.
I'll tell you why. You see, how much do we need to do at least one concession? If we have at least $1 billion, okay, we should be able to have a very excellent report on a particular gold mine that can worth more than $100 billion.
Excellent.
Why would we complain we don't have money to do such a very beautiful venture? Gold in our land, in our country. And mind you, I am saying that this is not a renewable asset. It is non-renewable. The more we mine, the gold gets finished, and we do not have anything from it. At the end of the day, there will be a history that we used to be gold, a country, but all the gold are taken away. I'll give you a typical example. Go to Britain. When you get to Great Britain, what do they have that makes the pound sterling so big and so valuable? They have gold reserve.
They have built.
So why is our city not being, we that have the gold that they are taking away from us?
When the MPP bought the gold, you guys.
And you are, hold on, and you are telling me, and you are telling me that people are even complaining about the Ghanaian company having a gold mine to mine, and we are our own trouble.
Who's complaining that?
No, listen, we are we are our own trouble. You see the Inehini mines.
Yeah.
You see the problem and the trouble it generated in this country. Mm-hmm. How much did we get? How much did we get when these Chinese people came? How much did we get?
Sano Hydro.
Do you understand my point? So I am saying to you that very soon that time will come where the Ghanaian will realize that the God-given assets to Ghana belong to the Ghanaians, and we must find every reason to annex that opportunity for generation yet unborn, that we must extract our own gold and have the maximum benefit of our own gold. Otherwise, we will allow these foreign people to come and take everything we have away, and will continue to be like that. I think they're sliding, this little thing that we've brought and they are crying. If they like, they can pack that's my point. Anyway, this is Vondi. We should be able to mine our gold by now. Okay. So if they don't care, they can with the greatest respect.
Are we
Hold on.
Let me say something. Isn't that where we started from? Isn't that where we started from? Akwetia Mines.
Yes.
The national mining. So it's nothing new.
And
we keep saying that
one of the things that is making all this galamsey is because we've left all the mining for the foreigners, and our young people are running around the little things on the ground we call galamsey.
We keep proposing things as if we've never been there, right? We are talking about mining our own gold. We talk about doing our own mines. How many mines that were ours that now, those that were still ours has been run down?
By who?
It is an attitudinal change.
But that's the point. But you see, that's
Ghanaian must change.
So
Ghanaians must have
has the Ghanaian changed?
So can we sit and say we won't change it? Therefore, we should sit there.
Ghanaian will never change because
Honorable Poku. Honorable Poku.
My brother,
Honorable Poku.
I'm going to employ.
Exactly.
Yes.
Honorable Poku.
Hold on.
Let me employ who? The Ghanaian.
And the attitude.
All these problems we are talking about 8.1 billion that we can't find. Now who costs up?
The Ghanaian costs up.
The Ghanaian.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this question.
Let's be real.
Let me ask you this question. The foreign-owned mining companies.
Yes.
Run the companies.
Yes.
With Ghanaians.
No, they don't.
They do.
Oh,
they do.
Bro, they
No, I disagree with you. They do. Go to Newmont.
So Newmont doesn't go to
Newmont.
Hold on.
Find out who works there.
Do your former mining community.
The supervision.
Your former mining community.
So I want him to.
So educate him.
Oh, guys,
Because it doesn't seem to
calm
know.
down. Newmont, top 3 positions is held by who? We're talking about the leadership is not Ghanaian.
It's because it is not Ghanaian company.
It is Ghanaian problem.
No. Mr. Poku, Honorable Poku, it's because the company, the oppression do not belong to a Ghanaian. And I'll give you a typical example.
See, whenever I sit on these platforms and people talk about,
when Kojo says the top 3 are not Ghanaians.
Yes.
That is fact, is that not it?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
It is. I agree with you.
Because
it is.
they own the company.
Yes.
Definitely they will have those.
Good. So let him build this point. I'll come to you to tell me why you think that is not an issue.
So let me say this, right? We are coming from a position where we had Ghanaian companies run by Ghanaians.
Yes.
They've all been collapsed.
By who?
Then we sell by Ghanaians.
With Ghanaians.
Go on.
Brother,
Go
we
on.
sell.
Yeah, I want to have your point.
Now, there you go.
Wait.
There you go. President, chief executive, vice president, executive, all non-Ghanaian. The leadership of Newmont is not Ghanaian.
Okay, go on.
Let him
go on. Let him
land, please.
Yes.
How if I company do better than ECG and PDS did better than ECG that is now? Yes.
No, that is wrong. That is a wrong example.
Yes.
No, that's a wrong example.
ECG when it was under PDS.
No, that is wrong example.
Reverend,
What is he talking about?
ECG.
Oh,
My brother. Calm down. But I'm telling you the truth. But you don't have the fact contrary.
It's a fact.
PDS, yes.
When it comes to
ECG
Reverend,
and the PDS. Oh, my brother.
Hold on.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
It's not about people.
Listen, let me say this. I'm a businessman. Everybody in the business fraternity today is having challenges employing Ghanaians.
Because we are not good enough.
Ghanaians, when you employ them, run down your business. Let me give you 2 businesses from South Africa that came to Ghana and is no more. Where is game?
No,
Ghanaians.
No.
Game. Forget.
No, talk about MPP. They left under your government.
Which MPP?
My brother.
He's talking about MPP.
Stop that. Please stop that.
No, but
Let's be serious.
Allow him.
Be serious and discuss a national issue.
I wanted you to finish.
We in the business fraternity are having a serious problem with human resources that are Ghanaian. You see, nobody wants to bring in experts and pay them so much money when Ghanaians can do the job. You see, it's the fact nobody wants to talk about. But the bitter truth is that a Ghanaian that lives in Ghana, when he takes a plane to London or the US, is a much better person than a Ghanaian that lives in Ghana.
So are you saying that Ghana cannot own its
I'm not saying we... Listen, if we want to do it, we can only do it with technical partners. So you would have a company, right? Most Ghanaian companies that are doing well have experts in there manning certain positions.
Yeah.
Go to most of the companies. Go to Spintex. Go to North Industrial Area. Look at the management of the people running these big industries and see if the management, the leadership is Ghanaian. It's not. You see, let's be honest. Let's be fair. We want Ghanaian-owned companies to do well. But after investing so much money, you realize that the Ghanaian is the problem. So you end up bringing experts. I'm telling you, look, I'm telling you, my brother, look, what I'm saying to you is that the mining thing that my brother is talking about, if we want to invest Ghanaian money into Ghanaian-owned mines, it shouldn't be owned by government. Because government-owned institutions are even worse than Ghanaian private institutions.
So how should it be?
So it should be that government can de-risk the investment, maybe bring a 40%. After they come in and try to do all this, the big push, it will be sustainable. But if you say that Ghanaians should go and own a mine, we have a Akwatia mine. Isn't it 100% Ghanaian? What's happened to it? You see, let's take away the passion from this thing where we want Ghanaian.
It is my turn.
Diversity. The reason the World Bank, the reason the IMF brought us diversification and the diversity of government institutions have been there from day one is because that we Ghanaians have never been able to run anything and we can call it a success in the government space.
Okay.
Private sector is even challenged more because in that space you have to be very attentive and be there. But if government does it, I'll land on this matter. PBC, I don't know, not PBC, those that do the chocolate. What are they called? Cocoa processing company, right? Are they not giving cocoa to do chocolate? What do? Golden Tree, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Nish, Kwadwo Poku, isn't he giving cocoa to do chocolate?
Yeah.
Compare Niche that has been coming in the last maybe 5 to 10 years to cocoa processing. Which company do you think now is worth what? Let's stop this.
Okay, so Kofi, I have recently, I've had people tell me that Ghanaian companies are even employing the Indians,
even house help is Filipinos now.
They mention their names to help them manage because
I'm sure you got one.
When they put
he has a Filipino.
So how do we?
All my 3 house helps are Ghanaians actually.
If there's anything that has killed the public sector and Ghanaian-owned companies, is that falsehood which was championed by the MPP and the UP tradition that the private sector is the engine growth of the economy. It is wrong. It is never true. And I'm challenging anybody in the MPP for a debate. The private sector can never be the engine growth of the economy of any economy in any country. That mindset.
But show us where the public sector is the engine of growth.
I can show you so many.
Which country?
In this country.
Here.
In this country.
Hey.
Before the 66 school. I'm coming. In this country, before the 66 school, we're manufacturing cars. We're manufacturing radio sets, TV sets, 450 factories. After the 66 coup, Kotoka and Co shut it down. Akufo-Addo has become churches. They are all over. We see them. Companies have become churches. Go to the Ashanti region, Kumasi. Right after the customer service preventive service, there's a Kumasi pencil factory. It has been shut down. I'm asking you, have we stopped using pencils?
We haven't.
Exactly. So why is that factory shut? Go to the same Kumasi. There used to be Kumasi shoe factory.
No, but let's talk about.
No, but what I'm saying is that
what Ghanaian companies, state-owned companies.
That's what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is that after the 66 coup, okay, the people who took over, the Kotoka, the Buzi and Co.
We are still going back in the past. I'm asking you.
I'm going back to the past because that is when patriotism died. Please.
So it means that it's died.
Of course. Because do you know what? They inserted in our brains that the public sector is the engine growth of the economy. And ever since, nobody really cares about the public sector. So it has been a haphazard running of the whole thing. Now, let me tell you something. Wait.
Let me start the last topic.
Have a chance.
Don't do that.
You won't have a chance. You've already had your bite already. You've had your bite on this already. Oh, you have? Oh, why? But I'm the one moderating. You've already had a bite.
Don't worry. 1 minute.
We have to do clocks before we back. Our time is up.
But I'm coming there.
It's 9:12 now.
But I'm coming there. You see, he made mention of the fact that when Ghanaians go outside this country, they perform better. Why? And at the same time, we think that, and he is saying that, and this should be on record. The MPP is telling us to Kwadwo Poku that the Ghanaian is not good enough.
I never said
no.
But that's what he's saying.
Please don't say that.
This is a nice discussion.
Don't stop that. I would have heard you. You know, right now, I live rent-free in people's head. So when you say this, tomorrow my TikTok and my social media will go tenfold. I don't want that. I don't want that negative.
But you know what?
I beg you.
It's
not true.
In other countries, okay, they believe in state-owned enterprises. To the extent that even the unions who have set up companies and all that monitor their people.
Which country is that?
We've gone to the UK, the US. Look, I've been to a country. Yes. Some of your sister-owned enterprise. I've gone to a country, okay, where I accompanied a friend to his workplace, right? There's a camera and a speaker that monitors that if the person doesn't move across a certain section of where he's working in 5 minutes, you hear a loud banking sign. Inactivity alert. It will disturb you. And if for 10 minutes you don't move, the whole day you are not at work. Do you get it? So whoever is working there is sharp.
They're a communist country.
Yeah, sir. This is Chinese and all those things. We are employing experts. Cossacks on strike.
Clocks, I guess.
Why? Why are they on strike? You see, we don't treat the Ghanaian worker well. Their conditions of service are very poor. Their salaries are very poor. And at the end of the day, we think that, we're going Ghana for. So let's give them whatever. And then, these are Chinese, these are Abrofo. So we treat them differently.
But these are two different
They are not.
Clocks are against the civil service. The Chinese you're talking about is a private man engaging the person. A private engagement will be different.
That's the same mindset, okay, which we have treated the public sector worker with. It's the same thing we have taken to the private sector. That's what I want to tell you. You go to these mining companies, all right, and you realize that the real people who do the work, okay, the one who are doing the drilling and all those who are well experienced. These are the Ghanaians. You understand? These people you showed on your screen. These are people sitting in their air conditioning.
Leadership. You mentioned it.
But I'm saying that if a leader gives a command, all right, and the people are that daft as we want to proclaim, or they don't know what they are.
I'm not sure they've said the people are daft.
Okay, so if the people are that incompetent, let me use that word, okay?
Leadership, bro. We talk about leadership.
Thank you.
But leadership is not the one who does the real work. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Your time is up.
Quickly,
your time is up.
Let me land.
Your time is up.
So what I'm saying is that if we start treating the Ghanaian worker well, we will get the best of the Ghanaian worker, and we'll be so proud of them.
Thank you very much. Let's Bonde come in, and then you will be last.
Thank you very much. On Closer, right?
Yes.
I just want to appeal to them. You see, we
pay them. Don't approve them.
We took this country's economy from a very difficult position. We're trying to reset this economy. I know that in this country, nobody's salary, majority of workers' salary are really not enough for them. I know His Excellency Mahama, the NDC government, we're doing everything it takes to reset this economy.
It's taking too long.
It will take time for us to get to where we are supposed to get to. And so I believe the Ghanaian worker, I believe that Ghanaian, given the opportunity, can do the best for this country. And I think that we will do that. What's important is this. We cannot go home and sit down and be complaining and be thinking that the things will be sorted out. Let us be involved. Let's go back to work. Let's work begin. Let's begin the conversation. Let's continue with the conversation. I think that we'll get there. Other than that, we'll go sit home. And I'll give you a typical example. If my child, God forbid, anyway, if my child do not pay school fees and you sack him home, and you continue to teach for about 2 weeks, okay, before he comes to pay the fees, you don't go back to teach him things that he might have lost, from the class. If you sit at home, at the end of the day, you'll be paid. So if you sit at home on strike and government comes to pay you, you won't go back to do the jobs that you were supposed to have done. Time and days might have passed. It is my prayer and hope that we will see reason. The leadership of CLOSAC should be able to be up and doing. I think that the negotiations that we're having, you are having a negotiation, not the worker, in institutions where ordinary Ghanaians who need the service of these people would go and suffer. So you are punishing the ordinary Ghanaian who is not responsible in paying your money. I just want to appeal to them. Go back to work. Negotiations will continue. But I trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government to be able to sort things out.
All right.
We've seen there was strike all over the place from so many times in memorial.
Thank you.
I think that it is their right to demand what they want, but I think that we are appealing to them to go back to work.
Thank you.
Things will be done. For the mining thing,
thank you. Board member of SIC. Thank you very much.
Oh, he is.
The funny thing is that President Kufuor's famous saying is that we pretend to pay people and they pretend to work.
To work.
I think we should have a review of benefits and salary of civil servants. But with that, there should be KPIs, okay? I think that unions and associations are always asked for things that are not due them. And my brother made a statement that if we pay the Ghanaian well, in the private sector, we pay the Ghanaian well.
Okay.
You see, when I talk, and I know this statement, like I said, a lot of people will now try to misconstrue it, but I'm coming from the private sector, and anybody cares to go into the private sector and know the problems we are going through in terms of human resource, they will understand it. Yeah. We are churning people out of universities, but trust me, when you now employ these people, it's a problem. Most of them are finding themselves, brother, we can spend the whole day talking about this thing. Look, we can now, most people look for government work. They don't want to go into the civil service. They want to go into the private sector. Because in civil service, you now come, you're under the union, the associations protect you, all the above. You can do whatever you want. Some people will ask a lawyer, hey, I want to be a lawyer, can you get me Attorney General? Because they know that when they get there, it's for life. But we beg them to now beg the NDC. We beg the NDC to pay them. The risk said they've talked for too long.
You were there not long ago. You know what it is. You were there.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. This one says, Kwadwo Poku is really doing justice to the propaganda. This government is only interested in populism and propaganda. It seems they've forgotten that they are in power. Instead of prosecuting the so-called wrongdoers in court, they will rather resort to press conferences in Parliament House. Leukemia Boateng, Ablekuma Central, a.k.a. Dr. Bawumia, will be president in 2028. That's what he says. Well, Kwadwo Poku is executive director of INSTEP and a member of the MPP Communications Directorate. Osei Kofi Akwa is National Communications Director of the CPP. And David Vondi is MP, Chief of Timakwa constituency, and board member of the state insurance company. Oh yes, I love it. I love it. I want to.
Remember, the public.
We'll take a break here. We'll be back with much more on the AM show. Please do stay.